Pupil-centered learning for literacy.
Hello, Miss Efwa.
What's that sign for?
Oh, this is for my class tomorrow. I want to start my lesson by asking this question.
Where does reading happen? Wow, I do well in your class, Miss Efwa. That's easy. Reading happens at school.
Well, that's one place where reading happens, but there are lots of places. Can you think of any others?
No, that's it. Just at school.
What about when you drive in your taxi to the store? Do you read on your way?
Let me think. I'm in my taxi. Ooh, driving to the store.
Okay.
Ooh. Hey, excuse me. Beep, beep. Oh, that's a store. Ooh. Nope, no reading here.
Wow, Zobby, you really know your way around, eh? How did you know when we got to the store?
Oh, I do know my way around, Kemi. I knew I got to the store when I read the sign.
Zobby?
Oh, yes, Miss Efwa. I guess I do read when I drive.
Okay, can you think of other places where reading takes place?
You read the score at a football game?
Yeah, or the names of new places on a map.
And how about at a shop? When you read how much mangoes cost?
Exactly. Reading happens everywhere. It happens in the store, it happens on the bus, and it happens at home. Speaking of mangoes, I'm very hungry. Let's practice our reading and go to the market to get some lunch. You like that?
We're going to discuss 3 ways to promote English literacy in a pupil-centered way. First, you can help your pupils realize how important literacy is beyond the classroom. Second, your teaching can focus on all kinds of language skills, reading, writing, phonics, and also speaking and listening. And third, you can involve your pupils when you read to them, so story time becomes exciting and dynamic. The world is full of opportunities for reading and writing. When your pupils pass signs on the street, help a relative with the recipe, and mail a letter, you can help them realize that words are everywhere. In a people-centered approach to teaching literacy, you draw on children's everyday experiences with reading and writing.
So who can find the word made on one of these items?
You involve pupils by teaching literacy through the things that are familiar to them and the things you know they're interested in.
What letter does the word made start with? Great. Let's have Kofi and Amma come up and search for the word made from any of the items here.
You help your pupils realize that literacy is important to everything they do. It's part of maths, science, music, cooking, and more.
Great.
You can help your pupils begin to recognize letters and words and to understand their meaning.
Let's look for other words that begin with the letter M. Come up with your partner and pick an item.
This teacher is working to build his pupils' early reading skills. Children are using their knowledge of the alphabet to find new words. Because the new words are found on familiar objects, pupils see how they can use literacy every day.
So we know that made, milk, and material are all words that begin with M. Now work with your partner to think of other words that begin with M.
Listening and speaking are just as important to literacy as phonics and spelling. Your pupils, of course, need to learn the basic skills for reading and writing. And they also need to learn to use literacy to express their thoughts and creative ideas. When you teach literacy, you should communicate a love of reading. One great way to get your pupils excited about literacy is by sharing a story. This teacher wants the book to engage the pupils right away.
This story is called What Do You Hear? Can any of you guess what might be inside?
He has chosen a story about a market because his class is learning about local agriculture, so they can relate to the topic.
Dog barking. So if this book is about sounds, what are some of the words we might find inside? Yes. A dog. Okay, let's read and find if we were right.
This teacher makes the reading experience as rich and as enjoyable as possible. He entertains pupils by reading with great expression, and he makes sure all children can see the pictures. He builds reading comprehension and communication skills by asking the pupils to think about what might happen next in the story. And he assesses children's understanding along the way. He doesn't stop there.
What do you hear?
This one book offers opportunities to explore phonics, build vocabulary skills, and teach new concepts.
And this letter, I noticed as I was reading that there were a lot of words in this story that had the sound sh. I'm going to reread a few pages, and I want you to raise your hands. Each time you hear the word sh, you hear the sound what? Sh. Okay?
Later, the teacher will ask the pupils to write their own endings to the story, giving them time to practice spelling and handwriting. There's so many ways to use a good story. So remember, when you teach literacy, make sure your topics are relevant and interesting to your pupils. This will immediately involve them in the learning. Stress the importance of literacy skills by highlighting all the ways that reading and writing are part of children's experiences both inside and outside your classroom. When you teach literacy, talking, listening, phonics and spelling are all important. Talking and listening contribute to reading and writing skills by improving vocabulary, critical thinking strategies, and communication skills. Read stories to your pupils in a dynamic way. Read with expression. Ask thinking questions. Show and discuss the pictures. And use the book to teach about phonics and writing. When children begin to have fun with literacy, they'll want to become the best readers and writers they can be.
Oh, see from this page?
The market was really fun, Miss Yvonne.
That's
I
true.
love how we can read letters and numbers.
Oh, I loved it too, Kami. You know, that gives me a great idea. Sometimes my pupils and I use our own ideas to make up our own stories. I think we can write a new story right now.
Yes. Miss Eva, the story should start with a king.
Okay.
A very blue monster king.
Okay.
And a beautiful taxi. A taxi pulled by horses and
Oh, and what if the taxi in the story is full of mangoes?
Yes, because the Monster King is taking all the mangoes to a football game.
Uh-huh.
So the children who are playing will have a snack.
Oh, that sounds like the beginning of a great story.
Yes.
and the blue monster comes like